And we're back in Rad Rufus right now. We're going to talk about a light that I was talking about in a previous video. That's right, the hot water heater. All right, how do we get hot water into Rad Rufus? So a couple things before we start. One, it's only a 6-gallon tank. What does that mean? There's not a lot of hot water that is flowing through Rad Rufus at any one time. There's plenty of it to go around. Two, it's electric and propane, okay? The electric is actually via an element at the actual hot water heater, and I'll show you that in a second. And then the propane is actually from your propane tank, which is actually sitting underneath me in the driver's seat here. Three, let's talk about showers. You're gonna get hot water for dishes and for hands. That's gonna be plentiful. For showers though, it's not like taking a hot shower in your house. Okay, so I just like to put that out there right from the get-go, because you know, if you usually take like a 20-minute hot water shower, you're not going to get it. Most RVs you're not going to get. I know there's some waterless tanks now, some waterless heaters and tanks like that now that sound great. You know, maybe one day we could do something with that. But for Rad Rufus specifically, like what I like to say is we'll take military showers. Okay, so you turn the water on, you get it nice and hot. Okay, turn it back off. Get in, get your body all nice and wet. Turn the hot water off, and then lather up, you know, head to toe. Turn the hot water back on. Boom, you get a just a fine shower. Where this kind of comes into play, where it might not be as hot as in the colder mornings, colder nights, colder days. During the summer, though, you're not going to want a steamy hot shower, as it is probably anyway. But those type of showers will be great. You close the door in the bathroom, the heat's going. It'll be the temperature's just fine. So, but I do like to say that from the outset, because a lot of people are like, man, it doesn't get hot enough. I know it doesn't. I wish I could have, you know, endless amounts of hot water for you, but I just don't. So that's okay. Let's show you though how to get the hot water heater going on and ready for use. All right. Back at the hot water heater access pin on the outside, just this little tab, and that's as easy as access to the hot water heater. All right. So we got two sections here. We got our gas, you know, propane, and then we also have our electrical element down underneath here. So behind here would be the flame to heat up the water that's in the tank. Okay, so this, you know, you'd have the flame coming through, and your propane over here with a starter and an ignite in the back there, and that's where that's going to heat up the water. Okay, down here is your electrical element. Okay, so this switch right here is actually, I don't think you could see it, maybe, there you go, come on, get, there we go. Okay, so it's actually in the off position now, okay, and then to flick it on, you would push down. I'm gonna keep it off right now. Some tips on that: if you have no water in your tank, do not switch that switch to on. You're just going to burn that element up. They're a high fail-safe item, and then you just got to swap it out. So when I would have that on is only when I'm hooked up to city water at my campsite. Okay, and that's just an extra element to heat up the water in the tank. Okay, so this is the hot water tank, 6 gallons. Okay. And now we'll show you where the propane is and how we turn on the propane. All right, here we are on the driver's side of Rad Rufus. Okay, and you can see there's a driver's side window. That first access panel is actually where our propane tank is. Okay, and then we're gonna open her up, and there's our propane tank. All right, from left to right, we have our gauge. So right now you can see it's, you know, just less than 3/4, in between 3/4 and a half. Okay, we have our filler valve, a relief valve, and then we have our valve to actually turn on the gas so that it goes into the RV. All right, so right now it's off because it's all the way right. We're gonna turn it to the left here, open it all the way up so we can go get some gas for the hot water heater. A couple tips: don't drive down the road with your propane valve on. Okay, you just don't want, in case anything happens, you don't want an extra source of flames or propane going through the RV. So always have that off, especially when you're fueling as well. Okay. All right. So here we are now at our main panel. Okay. So here's your water heater. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I have the propane on. The electrical switch is off right now, but I do have propane. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flick that on. Okay. I got my flight light going. Like I said, it should take about 8 to 10 seconds for that light to go out. And that'll tell me, boom, we have ignition. So we should have hot water. Okay? So, need to turn on the water pump. Bam. Pump's on, I can hear it. That sounds good. Boom. Water's coming through. Now, it takes a couple minutes for it to actually heat up. Okay? But that is how I get hot water. Okay? There you go. Just like that.